This video is illustrated by photographs taken during an experiment growing wild lupine, a legume, in an amended clay soil. Wild lupine is a sole source of nutrition for the caterpillar of the corner blue butterfly, which is extirpated in Ontario, the province where I live. It's currently widely believed that, since wild lupine requires a well-drained soil and is currently found in nature in sandy soils, that therefore wild lupine likes growing in sandy soils. Evidence left in his papers by the late soil scientist William Albrecht calls this belief into question because it fails to take into account the needs of a legume to fulfill its genetic potential. Albrecht explains that it's generally easier to restore a clay soil to higher soil fertility than to restore a sandy soil to higher soil fertility. In a soil of low soil fertility, whether sandy or clay, a legume is not able to reach its genetic potential with respect to growth, reproduction, and nutritional value. This experiment has been undertaken to see if a clay soil, amended to increase its ability to produce protein, can provide an environment to better support the wild lupine than is found in the sandy soils in which the wild lupine is currently found. If so, that would suggest that improving the ability of the sandy soils to produce protein where the wild lupine is found would also benefit the lupine to better nourish the corner blue butterfly caterpillar and would therefore provide the resulting butterfly with a healthier start to its life, which is now so short. In 2016, I started some wild lupine from purchased seed in small peat pots and put them into the garden in two areas, in an existing vegetable garden area and in a newly amended area intended to be the area for the lupine. In the vegetable garden, several lupine survived, with two looking much better than the others in the area, but the results in the lupine area were unsuccessful. This photograph is one of the better plants in the vegetable garden coming up in 2017. These are the two more successful plants in the garden area, with a photo taken on April 30th, 2017. These are the same two plants with a photo taken on June 4th, 2017. In 2017, I also started more plants in the lupine area. Here are 5 of the first-year plants photographed on September 10th, 2017. The 5 plants starting to flower on the left side of this picture are the same 5 plants in the previous picture. This is the plant at the left end of the row of 5 plants in the 2 previous pictures. Flowering for the first time, it has 18 inflorescences, which are the groups of flowers on what looks like a spike. Pictured here again are the same 5 plants in a row, with the plant in the last picture with the 18 inflorescences being at the right end of the row. One more time, here are the same 5 plants, with the one that had the 18 inflorescences being at the left end of the row, and you can see all the leaves are gone in the dieback process. In this picture, you can see several lupine plants showing their first true leaves. They have sprouted from the seeds dispersed by the plants that flowered in 2018. On April 29th, 2019, when I noticed so many small lupine plants starting from seed, I stopped weeding the area. In this picture of the lupine area taken May 10th, 2019, there are a number of plants in 2 rows beside each other, with 2nd or 3rd year plants getting ready to flower, which later proved to be an attraction for neighborhood bumblebees. The plants in the last picture are shown here now flowering on June 6, 2019. They proved to be quite an attraction for the neighborhood bumblebees. The lupin flowering in this picture are growing in a large park in Toronto, Ontario, where the Carner blue butterfly used to exist before it became extirpated in Ontario. This is another photograph of wild lupin flowering in the same park in Toronto, Canada. The plant in this photograph is one of the original plants started in the vegetable garden area in 2016. In its second year, 2017, it only had one inflorescence. Now, at the time of this photograph, it's in its fourth year, and it had 30 inflorescences, and the photograph is taken when it was creating the seed pods. After not weeding the lupin area from April 29th, 2019, here's how it looks on August 23rd, 2019. This is how the lupin looked flowering on June the 2nd, 2020. After not weeding for the 2020 growing season, this is how the lupin area looked on September 26, 2020. This is a photograph of the lupin flowering in 2021. As you can see, it's seeding itself back towards the end of the property. After not weeding the lupin area during the 2021 season, this is how it looked on September the 4th. This is a picture of the lupin flowering in the lupin area this year on June the 2nd. This is a picture of the lupin growing in the garden area, also taken on June the 2nd this year. Now in my 7th season in growing wild lupin in an amended clay soil, the results in the growth of the plant and the reaction of the neighborhood bumblebees suggest to me that amending soil in areas where endangered species of butterflies or bumblebees still exist would be an important part of reestablishing self-sustaining populations. Carner blue butterflies and rusty patch bumblebees are examples. It makes sense to me that if you want a self-sustaining population of butterflies or bumblebees, you first need a self-sustaining population of the plants they depend on. To me, a self-sustaining population, once established, no longer needs human intervention.